If you're like me, creating your very first YouTube video is nerve-wracking. It was great on script but was a disaster on camera. Kind of awkward, right? But everyone has their firsts. You can't have 101 if you don't have at least one. So on today's episode of Snap, let's talk about creating your first YouTube video. As for everything, the first one is the nerve-wracking one. First day of school, first day of work, first date, first day of opening your new business. It's so nerve-wracking. Thoughts about uncertainty, your doubts, and also your unsure self will surely haunt you. But it's also good to note that our firsts can be the opening of our next chapter. The next chapter that could be exciting and could open up endless possibilities. And if you're like me and you're planning to start up your YouTube journey, maybe tomorrow or the next month or next year, the anxiety driven by making your first video might be slowly creeping in. So here are 6 basic steps to help you as you create your first YouTube video. The first one is think of something that is of interest to you. In our previous video, which I will link up here, we talked about authenticity being key in every YouTube video. And, that's gonna be your foundation in deciding what you want your video or your channel to be about. After all, talking about something on YouTube should be something that you are an expert in. Otherwise, you're just gonna pretend to be someone else. There's a saying that if you don't have anything to say on YouTube, stay out of YouTube. And I believe going off-brand or simply not being your authentic self is a thing of the past. Since people now, our audiences who are watching us, are more into natural, relatable creators, being yourself plus your interests will be the best bet in this journey. The second one is write your scripts passionately. Most often than not, scripts are misconstrued as something that is unnatural or would cause your video to become overproduced, in quotes. But in actuality, a script can help you to hit the point on bullseye. And since you're an expert in your chosen field, begin to write answers about common questions in your field of interest. Share a thought or two on a process or a recurring issue, but be true and be respectful. As I was browsing last week, I see some creators that, they are really being passionate about their beliefs, but sometimes it costs the truth and the reality of life around us. So let's not be like those creators. Now, your script should be chunky enough and informative. It should be jam-packed, not just with words, but with wisdom and knowledge and about the topic that people would like to know or hear about. It should be jam-packed, so chunky. It should be straight to the point. It shouldn't have any other agenda on the theme of your video. Actually, that is one of my main errors in writing before. I tend to overshare in our scripts. I tend to pack all our episodes with too much information to the point that it doesn't relate to the theme anymore of our episode. The third one is film your video on cam and don't forget to be authentic. Now it's the time to press record on your camera and begin that journey. Oftentimes, we overthink of what other people would say about us, but haven't you realized when you're starting out on YouTube, people won't actually care. Not even your high school buddies or your college friends. We're all too busy fixing our lives. So if you think they're stalking or thinking about you or checking how you're doing already in life, don't think about that. Again, stop overthinking. Why? Overthinking tends to make us be, number 1, unfamiliar with ourselves. Number 2, unnatural speakers. And number 3, We become nervous beings. So chill out and give it your best shot. Now, before you press that record button again, have you inspected your shooting location? Maybe it's too dark, maybe it's too bright. So you need to find an optimal spot in your home or wherever that you're not overexposed or underexposed on camera. So after shooting that bunch of footages, it's now time to edit your video. So the fourth one is edit it the way you like and with the software that you are familiar with. When I started editing my videos on YouTube, I did not actually use a super professional software. And this was back in college where tons of video editing was needed in our course. So I started with iMovie. And as years went by and recommendation after recommendation, I learned how to use Final Cut Pro. And right now, I'm using DaVinci Resolve to edit all of our videos that you see online. Simply because DaVinci Resolve is a full suite in itself, but it's free. But you don't have to use expert tools immediately if you're looking into editing your first few videos. I believe that video editing is an acquired skill. Just like how writing was for us when we were born. We were not born to be able to write already, but rather we were to acquire that knowledge. And I think video editing is pretty much the same. So if you're trying to start out, there are some suggestions here that are simple editing tools that could be downloaded in your phone. So these are free. So we have Filmora, iMovie on iPhone if you have an iPhone, and the most popular one that one of our hosts also love, CapCut. So in these first stages of your video editing, don't worry so much about you hear terms like color grading or sound design. I mean, that could really feel super intimidating and overwhelming. So just chill out and edit the footage and the audio that you have on hand. But have you noticed that some of the videos that went viral are actually the least edited ones? Meaning they're not high color graded. Some videos don't even have proper lighting. But people on the internet loved it. And that is actually true until today. So don't rush, just relax, edit your video the way that you know and the way that you like it. The fifth one is publish it and leave the rest to circumstances. After going all through that prep, all that writing, all that editing, maybe you're feeling tired already or you're feeling stressed about your first video. But again, I say just chill and relax. Don't worry about the video so much. As you've given it your best shot, let it be. So after editing your video, publishing it for the whole world to see it is now the way to go. So publishing your first video is exciting, as endless possibilities are now on your way. But I want to give you a word of advice, because as days go by, reality will hit you and you'll see that you have either low viewership or the algorithm is not pushing out your video effectively or no one's sharing your content. While that can be true for a few months or even up to a year, it's not your sign to stop creating content that could inspire people. There's this quote from Darren Hardy, and I need to read it from my notes, where he states that it's not the big things that add up in the end. It's the hundreds, thousands, or millions of little things that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. If you, an ordinary person, wants to be an extraordinary person, you really got to start on first base, on day one, and on step one. There's no shortcut to success. And don't forget that working for your dream is where all the fun is. If you take out the working side for your dream, you might as well just wish upon a star and then receive your wish. So there's no fun if there's no challenge. And in the process, you'll see how brilliant and amazing you are. And in the process as well, you'll be able to build up your skills. And finally, number 6, you need to make a follow-up. You've finished and uploaded you've published your first video on YouTube. Congratulations! But it doesn't end there. You need to maintain your channel. You need to keep on uploading so that the YouTube algorithm will recognize who you are and how often you do uploads, and that it could recommend it to other people who might be interested in your video. So to stop and leave your channel on hold for a very, very long time would not be a suggestion that I will make. Why? As I've said in our previous video, you've started with 1. Now you need to be consistent. Be there for your audience no matter if it's 3 viewers or 1,001 viewers. You know, these people are there for you in the beginning, so be there for them when they need you. A follow-up video is also what will keep you on your toes to maintain your channel, to improve your content, and to improve your video. So a follow-up video is not just another post, but it's also something that could benefit you and your audiences. So in conclusion, let's ask the question ourselves. Was it that hard to do? No, that's basically plan, press, publish, and play. You know, the hardest thing in this journey actually is when you don't believe in yourself. That's your main enemy. Your dreams are nice, but dreams won't make themselves come to fruition without your active participation. The whole digital space is waiting for your ideas and your insights about things in your field of expertise. So don't fret and don't be shy. Come on and join the digital space now. And that's it for our episode today of Snap. Thanks for tuning in again. And don't forget to leave us a comment and leave us a like and hit that subscribe button below so you'll stay updated for new uploads from our team here at Spacefellow. And this has been Stephen, and thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, bye!